Okay, so today we're going to look at the role of the Victorian Law Reform Commission, or the VLRC. Its powers are set out under the Victorian Law Reform Commission Act of 2000 in Victoria. It really has a number of roles within Victoria. It has 5 main roles really. Firstly, it makes law reform recommendations on matters referred to it by the Attorney General. It can make recommendations on minor legal issues of general community concern. It can suggest to the Attorney General that they refer a law reform issue to the Commission. Its role is to educate the community on areas of law relevant to the Commission's work, and it also monitors and coordinates law reform activity in Victoria with other law reform bodies. For each of those roles, in an exam type question, you could expect to get 1 mark for each. So if you did get a question that was role of the VLRC for 4 marks, then you really need to provide 4 roles for 4 marks. Or if it was 2 roles, then you could probably just give the 2 roles. So firstly, in terms of making law reform recommendations on matters referred to it by the Attorney General, this is really the VLRC's main role. It's the main law reform body in Victoria. So this includes conducting research, consulting with the community, and reporting on law reform projects to the Victorian Attorney General. It can also make recommendations on minor legal issues of general community concern. So for things that are not referred to it by the Attorney General, it's still able to make some minor recommendations on minor legal issues. It can also suggest to the Attorney General that they refer a law reform issue to the Commission. So if the VLRC thinks that there should be an area of law investigated, then they can suggest to the Attorney General that they refer that to them. Generally, they'll do that after consultation with various groups in the community. They're also responsible for educating the community on areas of law relevant to the Commission's work. So once they've made a recommendation to change the law, if that goes ahead, then it'll be the VLRC's job to educate the community on how the change in the law has affected that area of the community. So they work with particular groups to ensure that the change is successful, and they provide information to the public on what the change to the law actually is. They also, finally, are responsible for monitoring and coordinating law reform activity in Victoria. So they work with other law reform bodies to ensure effective law reform in Victoria. For example, they might work with the Sentencing Advisory Council to bring about change in the law in relation to sentencing. And that's it.